Good evening, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining our National Training Tuesday evening webinar for CDL school here. I am Kayla Hartwig. I'm one of the admissions advisors here, and we're also going to have a special guest with us this evening, John Heine from TMC Transportation. While we're waiting for a few more people to join us this evening, we're going to go through some of the housekeeping here. You can be joining us via your tablet or your cell phone, $15 per pillow more, a laptop, or even your desktop computer. Everyone's going to have the four main icons that we have here. The first one is going to be your microphone. You can mute or unmute yourself. I have everybody muted currently as we are going to take some questions as we get a little further into it this evening. The second one is going to be our hand icon here. Everybody can click that and raise their hand. So if I'm going too fast or if you have a question regarding something, feel free to go ahead and click that hand. If I could go ahead and get everyone to go ahead and click that hand for me, just so I can make sure you can hear me okay. Now we'll just click that hand icon to raise your hand. All right, thank you guys so much. I can just put them all down in one foul swoop. The third and final icon would be the question mark here. If you have any questions and we're in the middle of talking, or if you aren't able to unclick your microphone for any reason, you can go ahead and type your question in the box there, and I'll be happy to ask it out loud for you or answer it directly for you. So a little bit about who we are real quick before we jump to John at TMC. We were incorporated in 1978 as a proprietary post-secondary vocational education institution. We are committed to providing a strong curricula with our programs emphasizing in practical, usable skills blended with a relevant general education foundation. We have a caring environment with personal attention and close faculty-student interaction with an open-door admission policy. We are Florida's oldest private truck driving school. We have a state-of-the-art facility. We have a 1.25 mile multi-lane highway that ensures safer, more efficient training. We have graduated over 40,000 students since 1978. So you might ask yourself, why drive a truck for a living? A simple answer would be job security. And speaking about job security, I'd like to ask John Heine to go ahead and join us this evening and tell us a little bit about his company, TMC Transportation.
All right. Well, thank you, Kayla. I just want to say good evening, everybody. My name is John with TMC, and just a little bit about TMC is that we are strictly a flatbed trucking company. All right, that's what we do. That's what we are known for. We were started back in 1972. So in 2022, we here are now about to celebrate our 50th year anniversary. So we're very excited about that at TMC. So basically, right now we're just strictly a flatbed trucking company, and we'll go more into it whenever you guys are ready.
Yeah, absolutely. So you said 50 years. Wow, that's quite an accomplishment. Congratulations to you guys.
Yeah, we're excited about that.
Fantastic. So you touched base a little bit on the fact that you guys are a flatbed company. Can you kind of elaborate on some of the opportunities and options for drivers to want to come work for you?
Sure. I mean, first, as I'm talking about the company, I mean, we are known, like I said, for our trucks. I mean, to me, I feel like we have the nicest trucks on the road today. We drive all Peterbilts. All right. They're all within 4 years old. So you're not going to get a piece of junk at TMC. In the back of our trucks, you'll have a queen-size bunk bed with a 24-inch flat-screen TV, surround sound system. You do have a spot for a refrigerator, microwave, plenty of storage area. In the front of our trucks are all leather interior. We have our Qualcomm system, our CB radio, our weight gauges, and then, of course, our toll passes / CD passes. Now, what I get asked all the time is, what do we haul? What do we do? We haul mainly building materials, so we do a lot of lumber, a lot of steel coils, shingles, insulation, plywood. I mean, anything really that will go on a trailer, we will haul it. We also have a John Deere division. We also have a boat division. So those are some of the nice things that we do have at TMC. You want to go in home time next?
Yeah, sure.
All right.
Home time, because that's what
All right.
everybody's curious about.
So our motto at TMC is to get our drivers home on the weekend. So majority of our drivers will leave out on Sunday night or early Monday morning. We come back home on Friday. Now, when the individual comes home, they come home with their truck, all right? So you can park your truck at a Home Depot, a Lowe's, a Walmart, a truck stop nearby your house. Or, obviously, if you have a house big enough for a truck and trailer, you can park it right at your house. Now, what you need to realize, though, is that majority of the time when you come home, that truck is also going to be loaded. And that's what's going to help you determine when I'm going to leave out from the weekend, all right?
Okay, that makes
Further
sense.
load is, then, obviously you're gonna leave out potentially Sunday afternoon. If it's close, 50 miles away from your house, then obviously, I could potentially leave out early Monday morning and then obviously drop that load off. Majority or the average length of haul for TMC is about 450 miles. And then our main driving area is basically from the Midwest to the East Coast. We go all the way up into Minnesota, into Maine, and then obviously all the way down through, Florida, East Coast. Now, if an individual wants, to not care about the weekend or not come home on the weekend because they want to make more money, we do obviously have drivers that do stay out. Don't care about coming home or maybe want to come home every other weekend just because they want to make some extra money. So we have that option also.
Fantastic. So you like to get people home to have some good family time and that good quality of life work balance that
Absolutely.
people strive for. That's wonderful. So you're talking about making money. What kind of pay can a driver expect coming to work for TMC?
Yes, everybody wants to know about money, obviously. I mean, that's why we go and do this business. We're all out here trying to make money. And TMC, the average first-year driver at TMC makes around $85,000 a year. Now, how we are different from a lot of trucking companies is that a lot of trucking companies pay you cents per mile, where TMC, we're a little bit different. We pay percentage pay. So we're going to pay you just like an owner-operator gets paid, and then it's percentage. So whatever I charge the customer for the freight, you're going to get 26% of the load. Now, an average load for TMC, like I said, goes about 450 miles, in which I would charge the customer right around the ballpark, around $1,100 for that load. If I'm getting 26%, that's $280 for that one load. And then if I tarp that load, because I'm a flatbed, I get $40 on top of that. So now the average load, 450 being tarped, I'm getting paid around $320 for that one load. Your goal with TMC is to do 5 loads in a week. 5 times 320, that's $1,600 a week. Get paid every Friday. Now, what I love about TMC and our percentage pay package is that you could potentially get a pay raise every 30 days. And what we do is we look at your miles per gallon, your out-of-route mileage, your revenue, having certain endorsements like a hazmat passport, TWIC card, keeping our trucks clean, time management, gives you points. Now, we add up your points in that 30 days where your percentage pay can go up to 27, 28, 29, all the way up to 32% in your first year. And then the overall cap is 34% after that first year. So that's basically what our pay package is. I always give the example of if a company offers you 45 cents a mile, realize you have to go 600 miles just to make $270. So obviously more miles, you have to do more miles with these companies to get paid. And obviously, you're only getting paid because of how many miles you do. So At TMC, like I said, a little bit different with the percentage pay and per the load. To me, I think a lot better, but, your preference.
Yeah, that's wonderful. It's kind of the different from the norm, but helps you guys stand out a little, I think, as well.
Correct.
Now, I'm sure, like most companies, you guys have some pretty great benefits. Can you explain what your benefits are of working with TMC?
Sure, yes. This is where I believe that we have some great benefits. We have a lot to offer at TMC. First, we use United Healthcare. So if an individual is married, has children, it's $140 a week, and that is your medical, dental, vision, and your life insurance. If you are single, it is $40 a week, medical, dental, vision, life insurance. If you are a single parent, insuring yourself and your kids, it is $70 a week, and that is your medical, dental, vision, and your life insurance. Obviously, a lot of companies out there with a 401k. We also have a 401k. We will match 10% of your first 6%. After 5 years, you're fully vested. Family ride-along programs. If you do have a spouse or a child of the age of 10, they can ride along with you. Also, we do include live-in boyfriends and girlfriends in that avenue also. If you pay for the school that you go to, which is National Truck Driver School, you will get reimbursed $200 a month up to $6,000. And if there's any military on here, even if you use the Montgomery GI Bill, we will still reimburse you $200 a month up to the $6,000. We do have paid vacation, so 7 days paid vacation after a year, 14 days after 2 years. Now, to the best benefit of all is that we are an employee-owned company. So what does this mean to you is that obviously after you work for our company for a year, you will start collecting shares into the company. Now, the average driver has been collecting almost about $10,700 in shares. Now, how we determine how many shares an individual gets is we take your salary, multiply it by the profitability of our company for the year. So obviously, this is another incentive for working hard at TMC. Now, we went employee-owned in 2013. So if you've been with the company for 2013 to 2020, which is 7 years, the average person has about $88,000 in that trust account. So you can see, as time goes by, your trust account is building and building and building and building. Now, the two questions I always get about it is, so what's the kicker and how do I get my hands on that money? So the kicker is to be fully vested into the company. I have to work for the company for 6 years. So whatever's in that trust account after 6 years is mine. If I decide to leave after 5, I still get 80%. If I leave after 4, I get 60%. After 3, I get 40%. After 2, I get 20%. So if I do at least 2 years of the company, at least I'm walking away with something. And what's nice about this is that you don't pay any money into it. So this money is all given to you, obviously, all depending upon the profitability of our company.
That's awesome. I love that. Definitely is a great added perk as a driver.
Yes.
Especially, if you start doing this early on in your career, you can really walk away with a great fund.
Absolutely.
Fantastic. So we talked about tuition reimbursement. We talked about home time. We talked about your trucks. Let's talk a little bit about military. I know you guys do a lot of stuff with military veterans.
Yeah. So first, what's nice about our trucks is that we put your name on the driver's side door. And besides that, if you are a military vet, we'll put a star on the side of your truck with whatever military branch that you served under. Now, what's nice about, our company is that obviously we're obviously military friendly. 37% of our company are military vets. We do have an apprenticeship program at TMC, which allows the individual to collect on their BEH, the stipend. All right, we use Des Moines, Iowa zip code for that because that's where our headquarters is at. So it's around $1,400 a month, obviously on top of your pay. Now, our program is a 2-year program, but you can stop it at any time. You don't have to use it for the full 2 years or whatever. If you just want to use it for the first 2-3 months while you're trying to get your feet wet with a company, you could do that. Now, once you do stop it, what happens is the Department of Labor will issue a certificate, basically saying, okay, this guy's a professional at this job. This is how many miles, hours that he drove, and so it's a nice little resume builder is what I say.
That's great, and we get a lot of veterans that do come through our school, and I know that that's always an added perk whenever they can join that kind of apprenticeship program to be able to collect those benefits that they do receive. So that's fantastic.
Yeah, absolutely.
All right. Is there anything that you think we're missing in regards to the company itself?
Training. We can go into training.
Yeah, let's talk about training.
Yeah. So if you decide you want to come to TMC Transportation, we have a 2-week orientation class. It is in Columbia, South Carolina. Now, if an individual needs transportation or wants transportation, it will be by rental car. We'll purchase the rental car for you. You'll drive it to Columbia. You'll hand it in. You'll stay at our hotel for free. I feed you breakfast and lunch every single day. I pay you $650 a week for that training. Now, during that 2-week training, we teach you the tarping, the strapping, the chaining, the electronic logs. We teach you, obviously how to drive our trucks, and you'll drive our Peterbilts all around Columbia. Then after that 2 weeks, you go back home for the weekend, and then you got 4 weeks out with a trainer. Now, what's nice is that we try to get you home during that time, so that when the trainer comes home for the weekend, you come home for the weekend also. It is $650 a week for that training. After that 4 weeks, you go back to Columbia, and that's where you're going to pick up your black and chrome beautiful truck. That's when you're going to have your name on the driver's side door. And then the first 2 weeks in your own truck, you're guaranteed $1,000 a week, no matter what. Now, obviously, if you make over $1,000, we'll pay you with $1,000, but at least you know that bare minimum, I'm going to make $1,000 a week for the first 2 weeks I'm in my own truck. So.
Yeah, absolutely. Especially for somebody who's never done this before, coming right out of school, wanting to get some experience, and they're still new to it. Just allow them to kind of
right.
adjusted to that lifestyle.
That's why we don't rush them right away out of school, is because, we're all still new at it, and it's still a lot to learn.
Absolutely. Well, wonderful. Is there anything else you can think of as far as discussing before I open up some questions?
Sure.
All right. If you guys have any questions, please feel free to go ahead and raise your hand. Be happy to let you unmute yourself so you can ask John, or you can even pop a question in the chat and I'll be happy to answer those for you as well. We did get one question, John. Do you guys have a pet policy?
There's no pets.
No pets? Okay. I do know we get a lot of people that ask about that. People want to bring their fur. So I like to make sure that that question gets answered when it's brought up. And I got another question about what if they've never done flatbed before?
And that's fine. No big deal. That's why we have our training program, and why it is 2 weeks long is because, we go into every inch of that truck and how to secure a load. Now, what is nice about flatbed is that it is no-touch freight. So everything will be forklifted on, everything will be forklifted off. We're just responsible for the tarp and the strap and the chaining, in which, like I said, we teach you all that. And we go through a very thorough job at doing that for you. And then obviously you're going out with a trainer, and obviously he's, still teaching you along the way. He's not just sleeping, he's up training you. And that's why we have a long training program.
Fantastic. So it kind of allows people, if they've been doing some driving per se, but just never done some flatbed, that they can definitely get into that option as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
Fantastic. Any other questions? Got one question from Drew. He asked, manual or automatic transmissions?
They're gonna start out in automatics and orientation.
Okay, that's a new change with you guys, right?
It is a new change, yes. Yes.
So, but if we train on manual transmissions here, so we always encourage that. But that's always
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I still encourage people to learn, manual, and you never know. Maybe the industry goes back to it. Who knows?
So, a little clarification on the question: can they go to manual later on? Or are you guys switching completely to automatic?
I mean, we are in the switching process right now. I'm not going to say it's going to be impossible to do it, because we are still in the process of going to fully automatics. But right now, I do have manuals that are out there. But right now, during the orientation part of it all, it will be automatics, and then they could potentially, maybe, I'm not gonna say yay or nay but it's a possibility they could still get in a manual right now, because we do have manuals out there, because we're not 100% currently right now. So
okay, wonderful. And then another question about potential opportunity to go further west than that Midwest area that you were talking about. How much option is there if somebody wanted to go from, the East Coast to the West Coast?
Yeah, we go into all 48 states, including Canada. The only reason why I say Midwest, East Coast is because, regional, we are known for our regional routes. But if an individual, like I said, doesn't care about the weekend, or is just maybe potentially coming home every other weekend or whatever, yes, we do go out into California, Oregon, Washington State, Nevada. I mean, so there's many, many options out there that if an individual wants to head out to the West, absolutely, we got loads to go to the West. So plenty of that.
Wonderful. Well, John, I don't see any other questions popping up anymore. I really appreciate you joining us this evening. Look forward to seeing you again when you're here next week with us to see our current class.
Yep, I'll see you.
We love
see you next Tuesday.
Love having you join us here on these webinars on the occasional Tuesday evening.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you. We'll see you soon. You have a safe trip.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, bye.
Bye-bye. All right, everybody. So we're going to kind of continue on with a little bit of information about the school here, now that we had that wonderful information from John with TMC. Sound like such a great company to work for. So in regards to national training, our trucks, we've had thousands of drivers who've had their first ever experience driving in our trucks. Some people have never even been up close to a tractor trailer. So we have cab over engines with sleepers, your conventional condos, your sleeper cabs, and day cabs here on the property that we use for our training program. If you've never seen inside of a truck, I know we saw some of the cool pictures from TMC. Most trucks are going to have your driver's seat, your co-pilot seat, your bunk in the back, most of those, which would be convertible to a dinette area, so you have a table to eat at or do some work on your computer with. Most of the trucks, all of our trucks here that we train in, are manual transmission tractor trailers. We have 9s and 10 speeds, so you get your gear shifter. Most of the time, when you have these trucks with the sleeper cabs, this co-pilot seat might even swivel, as you see here, to be utilized for an additional place to sit in your truck. So some different driving jobs that you might come across as a CDL driver. You can haul freights of all different kinds. As John was explaining, they deal primarily with construction material, whereas some companies deal with hazardous material, refrigeration. There's so many different types of freights that you can handle. A lot of companies remain primarily in a specified area of the country, like TMC, where they have that regional opportunity, but you can also go over the road or be gone for weeks on end if you'd like. Weekly home time, great pay, steady runs, company benefits are all great perks of a lot of the companies that we deal with. This is just a driver pay scale just to kind of reflect on the last couple of years. As I said, this is from a couple of years ago, so this is even on the lower end of things, where your general freight trucking their average annual salary starting out is about $46,000 with some change. That's honestly probably even on the lower end. One thing that's come out of this pandemic is the pay for truck drivers has drastically increased. Some of the school qualifications for national training, we're going to review your driving record, your criminal background, your physical abilities. We do administer drug screenings on the first day of class for every student enrolled. And most importantly, we want to know your intensity to succeed. We ensure that you can benefit from this training program before you start. And that general question is, are you employable? We want to make sure you're going to be able to get a job when you do leave here, because that is the ultimate goal. Our training program is a 4-week residence hands-on training. And we have a 350-acre campus here. We're located in Green Cove Springs, just south of Jacksonville, Florida. We have this wonderful 1.25 mile private track that I was talking about earlier, where you're going to learn how to drive those trucks before you leave the property. We do have a state-of-the-art simulator at our facility now, and this is a great tool that we use to help people who might be having some difficulties with a particular task, whether that be shifting or maintaining your lanes in the road, your backing maneuvers. We have a great instructor who will help you work out any kinks that you might have in your success. We do have lifetime job placement assistance for all of our graduates, and we start working with our students on the very first day of resident training school for gaining that employment when they leave here. We use one-on-one private counseling sessions to direct our students to companies that would be a good match for both the company and the student. We also have a job board that we post on our website, truckschool.com/jobs, where all of our drivers and our graduates and alumni can go and take a look at what opportunities are out there. We pull job postings from all over the country, not just from this Florida area. A lot of people might ask where you would stay if you're coming from out of town. We do get a lot of students who come from out of town. You can stay anywhere you want, but if you're looking for the best deal, we definitely suggest the Green Cove Springs Inn. It's located about 7 miles from our training facility. Every room comes with a microwave, refrigerator, free cable, with HBO and free Wi-Fi, and the Wi-Fi is crazy fast, so you can definitely bring your laptop or your gaming system and utilize that Wi-Fi. There's special rates for our students here. The double occupancy room is $902 for 4 weeks. That breaks down to about $34 a night, and that's where you're rooming with another student from school. Or you can have a private single occupancy room for $12.89 for the 4 weeks. Talk a little bit about the cost, fees, and financing. The tuition for the school is $6,495. We do offer many types of financing. We have outside financing from banks and credit unions, workforce, vocational rehab, veterans, like John mentioned, that Montgomery GI Bill. There's also other programs that the Veterans Affairs offers to those individuals. TAA, income share agreements, we deal directly with Mia Share, in-house financing, and then tuition reimbursement, like most of those companies do offer when you go to work for them, where they're going to pay you back for coming to school. After all, we have been doing this for a long time, 43 years. It's all good. We have it all. We have companies and the jobs. We have the industry recognition. We have impeccable governmental relations. We have guaranteed tuition financing for everyone. We have 38,000, actually that number is probably close, a little more over 40,000 now, that came possibly before you. We have a program that is really fun to complete. And we have an awesome training facility to boot. We do appreciate the students that come from the Department of Veterans Affairs programs, Department of Vocational Rehab programs, State Vocational Rehab programs, State Workforce programs, and the Bureau of Indian Affairs. National training is where the trucking companies come for new drivers. In addition to TMC, we have many other companies that come and talk to our students while you're here in class. Just a few of them to touch base on would be Covenant Transport, great opportunity for team drivers. Windy Hill Foliage, They deliver plants and refrigerated freight to many companies across the U.S. Stevens Transport, they're a great opportunity for people who might be interested in doing the owner-operator thing because they have a really cool lease-to-own program. As I said, that's just a handful. We do have relationships with over 150 different trucking companies. Again, I'd like to open up the phone lines to any questions. If anybody has any questions regarding the program here at National Training, go ahead and raise your hand, or you can unmute yourself. I'd be happy to answer any questions for you. Anybody have any questions? Nick asked, is it during the week? Yes, Nicholas, our program here is a Monday through Friday program. Classes take place 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and they start every 4 weeks throughout the year. Good question. Any other questions from anybody? All right, everybody. So just a couple of special announcements I want to make aware. Nicholas, you did ask another question. What if you have a job? So currently, as I said, our classes are Monday through Friday from 7 to 5:30. We do have students that come to the program and can make an arrangement with their employer to where they're either working a different shift, things of that nature. But typically, you're going to have to be here for the course for that time frame. So just a couple of special announcements that we have. Our next truck webinar is going to be 2 weeks from tonight at 6:30, and our guest is going to be Steve Loftus with CRST. We also have an open house coming up. That's this Saturday, March 5th. Starts at 9 o'clock and will go on until 12 o'clock p.m. We highly encourage anyone interested in our program or the industry itself to come and take a visit with us, and we'll show you our awesome facility. You can bring the family, bring your friends, and show you guys what it's like to enter the world of truck driving or heavy equipment. Thank you all for attending National Training's truck webinar. Contact your representative or our admissions office first thing tomorrow. Your lost time is costing you big money. It's all good, just make sure you call. You can call our admissions office at 1-800-488-7364, or our direct local number is 904-272-4000. Thank you all for attending. You can sign off by hitting the file, going down to exit, leave webinar. File, exit, leave webinar. Thank you all for attending tonight, and I look forward to meeting each and every one of you.
All right, Kayla, it sounded really good.
Thank you.
All right, let's talk to all of you tomorrow.
Sounds great. Talk to you tomorrow.
All right, bye-bye. Bye-bye.